It's Tuesday, Parshas Devurim, Chuftes Tammuz, Erev Chodesh Uv, Menachem Uv, the start of the 9 days tonight. By the Hashem, so get yourself ready. Probably have to step on a few clothing. My name is Gershy Schwarcz and I'm your host on Edge today.
Your daily report of the news of the last 24 hours, powered by Yiddish 24, provided to you by The Click.
Today's news is sponsored to you by my HomeFinish, Kosher Skinny Shots, and many have listened already to the episode on Yiddish. We will put the one in English as well, Mr. Shem. Halo 2 high-functioning water. I don't function without this water, electrolytes and all the benefits. Business Sync Workshop, something I myself have signed up for. Yes, because as a business owner, I gotta mensch myself out. So, Business Sync Workshop. The United States has been bombing Iran for the third straight night in a row. Iran has been firing everything they have available, from cheap drones to rockets to short-range missiles to all their neighbors in the Middle East, basically, besides Israel, because they are afraid to wake up the wild beast. And an interesting story coming out now, the former Iranian president, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, years ago, is calling the reports that Israel's Mossad recruited him a spiel, a Hollywood-style lie. In Washington, we heard about it more soon. In Washington, President Trump's team is starting a major new push to shut down the International Criminal Court, and the FBI showed up all of a sudden to Lindsey Graham's house yesterday after he died. Suddenly. And in New York, the state has officially stopped all construction for huge new computer centers. And all that and more on Edge. But before we do this, your business, your mind, deserves, obviously, an update. Reframe the way you think, the way you work, grow, like a software update for your business brain, right? Join this year's Business Sync workshop today. I'm going to join myself, the 7th cycle. It's going to happen on July 29th in Fort Lee. Okay, so it's the center of everything. 718-664-6066. Again, the number is 718-664-6066. You can visit the website on businesssyncworkshop.com. Shmuley the Moshkovitz is the presenter. It's going to change your life. I can tell you that. It's going to change your life. I think I forgot to mention that if you mention on Edge, you get $500 towards the course. 718-664-6066. Okay, the Business Sync Workshop. Now, what's happening right now in Iran? The United States has been bombing Iran for a third straight night in a row. Might I tell you, this is heavy. Okay, and to me, it looks like Trump took the MOU, the Memorandum of Misunderstanding, as I call it, and used it as a test, as bait. He said it himself yesterday, because he knew the only leverage Iran has right now is the actual Strait of Hormuz. So while the 60-day deal was running, America opened a joint shipping corridor next to Oman, nowhere near Iran's territory, not even touching Iran's infrastructure, not even paying Iran a penny. And Iran attacked those ships anyway, ships that had nothing to do with them, civilian ships. So why would anyone attack a civilian ship? Well, that gave it away. Iran is a monster. Even their own military called the tankers they hit rogue supertankers. Rogue, their word. And yesterday, Trump declared the deal over. Overnight, American forces finished a 5-hour bombing run on I think it happened on the areas, I don't remember the name, anyway, missiles and drones and bases all along Iran's coast, okay? After sea drones also hit a radio tower in Bandar Abbas and a dock on Kish Island. Now, Trump is threatening Iran's deepest underground nuclear site called we already spoke about it on the previous, during all these, everyone's confused already, right? The peace deal's on, the peace deal's off, and the war's on, the war's off. And Pakistan asked him not to do this, yes to do this, and he is doing it, and they're liars, they're great people, they're wonderful. Anyway, called I think it's Pickaxe. It's called Pickaxe Mountain. He said, we're going to take out Pickaxe Mountain. Tell the Iranians to get ready. Tell them we're coming. And there is nothing they can do about it. Iran answered by firing drones and whatever missiles they have left in their facilities that are left, basically. American military bases in Jordan, Bahrain, and Kuwait were obviously the targets. Jordan's military said it knocked down what did Jordan's military say? They knocked down 4 missiles overnight. The Iranian government claims it hit Jufair Naval Base, which is in Bahrain. The Patriot radar systems, a claim with no proof yet, obviously. Warning sirens went off in Bahrain again this morning, Bahrain as they call it, and a drone was shot down right over the capital. Now, the fight is officially about the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump's naval blockade of Iranian ships restarts today at 4 in the afternoon Eastern Time, and he wanted every ship passing through the Strait of Hormuz to pay America 20% of its cargo protection, for protection, like I told you yesterday, remember? Trump wrote on Truth Social, oil is flowing like never before, thanks to the awesome power of the United States military. Special salute to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane, and this is his quote I'm reading, the commander of the United States Central Command Admiral Brad Cooper. Because of them and all the members of the most powerful military anywhere in the world, by far, he writes, the Strait of Hormuz is open to all ship traffic except for Iran. That is because of their lying, violent, malicious leadership, which is taking them down the path of total destruction, he writes in big caps. We will therefore have a full blockade, but only on the ships coming and from Iranian ports or carrying anything having to do with Iranian cargo. Based on highly productive conversations with Middle Eastern leadership, I have decided to replace the 20% United States reimbursement fee with trade and investment deals that the various Gulf states will be making into the United States. Those investments will be massive, but at the same time extraordinarily good for them and for the future. And as everyone is aware, we have the largest dollar investment into the United States of any country in history. These new investments will make that number even larger, and we will see factories, plants, and equipment pour into the United States at historic levels, creating additional millions of high-paying American jobs. America is winning again, winning like never before. The days of Iran killing hundreds of thousands of people, including 52,000 protesters, are over. Most importantly, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump, and we can finish the segment of today. I'm joking. Iran is writing its own law to guard the water, and ships that don't use the paths Iran picked are already getting attacked. Iranian missiles hit 2 huge oil tankers owned by the United Arab Emirates in Omani waters. 1 crew member was killed and 8 others were hurt. All this fighting has pushed oil past $86 a barrel and up more than 10% just this week, and ship traffic through the Strait of Hormuz has dropped by about half. To get around the dangerous water, the shipping giant DP World plans to build a new port on the east coast of the United Arab Emirates on the open ocean side within 18 months, they say. That's what they say. Inside Iran, the war damage is breaking down the country's old power system. The state power company is starting planned blackouts across the whole country, also because of the heat wave they have right now, like talking 50 degrees Celsius, which is about 122 degrees Fahrenheit in certain areas. Now, and they will post the schedules 2 days ahead of time if they have anywhere to post still. I'm joking. President Trump is speaking to the country tonight from the White House, this Thursday night at 9 o'clock p.m. to give them the address of the nation. An advisor says he will open an update on the fighting with Iran and push for his voter ID law that is stuck basically in Congress right now. Baghdad in the House. President Trump is at the White House right now hosting Iraq's new prime minister. This is the first time Trump is sitting down with Prime Minister Zaidi. The two leaders are holding talks right as the war with Iran continues to heat up. Trump also said, quote, he's young and handsome. The new head of America's central bank, Kevin Warsh, faced Congress this morning for the very first time. He promised the Fed has no tolerance for high inflation, and about half of his committee thinks they will have to raise interest rates this year, sadly. One piece of good news, though, this morning, prices actually cooled off in June, mostly because gas got cheaper before this week's jump again. Halo 2 is a jump in your energy. Better health, better wealth, better everything. Because you drink Halo 2, it just balances your body with perfect pH balance of 9+, hydration, with everything. Today in the summer, you need a perfect hydration. What can give you a better hydration, better refreshing energy than Halo 2 high-functioning water? Available everywhere. Halo 2 high-functioning water. Okay, now back to Washington. We reported yesterday that Senator Lindsey Graham passed away on Saturday night, on Mossad Shabbos. Today, there are developments, strange ones, might I say, on Monday. Nearly 20 FBI agents showed up at his Washington home and searched it. Officials say there is no sign of foul play, and they're being just extra careful because of who he was. But here's what people are talking. 36 hours before he died, Graham was in Kiev visiting, obviously, Kiev, sitting down with President Zelensky, pushing his big Russia sanctions bill, and people are asking out loud Trump if Russia had any hand in his dying. President Trump was asked that question straight to his face. Did Russia poison him? He answered, I think he had some problems. And doctors said, he said that doctors told him a certain part of his body literally blew up. He added that Graham's father died young from the same kind of heart trouble. Senator John Cornyn wants the toxicology report released to shut the rumors down. His sister Darlene Graham was picked to fill his seat yesterday through January until obviously there's going to be a primary elections in August 11th, but the first woman ever to represent South Carolina in the Senate. A special election next month picks who runs the seat in November, like I just said, but just mind, by the way, she is no experienced in politics at all. She's been a special ed or I'm not sure exactly what she's been working in, but never in politics. Anyway, and that Russia sanctions bill, he flew to Kiev for. Well, the Senate is moving to pass it, renamed the Lindsey Graham Sanctions Act. Yes, that's what they're calling it, the Lindsey Graham Sanctions Act, in memory of his name, because he just died, and it puts a heavy tax on any country buying Russian oil, uranium, and gas, and President Trump says he is backing it very strongly, the name changing, obviously. And Russia itself had a rough couple of days too, by the way. Russian security forces say they stopped a major attack on their air bases. They claim Ukrainians smuggled 24 Reframe AI-powered drones deep inside the country, targeting bases in the whatever. To get them in, they reportedly used balloon and trailers, and even hid the quadcopters, these drones, inside everyday household appliances to hide from the Russian authority, obviously. At the same time, Russia launched a fresh attack on Kiev right after Ukraine announced a new 10-nation group built to shoot down Russian missiles. French President Emmanuel Macron answered with a major weapons package. He gave Ukraine permission to build French Scalp cruise missiles and bombs right on its own soil. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky also agreed to a deal for 16 Rafale fighter jets, which comes from Rafale. This is sorry, it's not Rafales, it's a different name. Fighter jets that are French fighter jets, though those planes won't arrive until 2028. So, and on the battlefield, Ukraine hit a Russian weapons plant and has struck 116 Russian ships in the Sea of Azov, which is over the past 9 days happened, right? 11 of them, sorry, the tongue twister, happened overnight. Back to Iran, the spy story. Okay, now, because the story came out on Monday, that sounds like a play script, a movie script. The New York Times and Haaretz, which is a very far-left paper in Israel, by the way, talked to more than, both of them are very far-left and fake news, known to spread a lot of rumors and fake news. They talked to more than 30 officials, and here is what they say happened. The Mossad was secretly working on a wild plan starting back in 2022. The target, former Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, right? Yes, that Ahmadinejad, a radical Islamic Jew hater and a Holocaust denier. Why him? An associate says Ahmadinejad actually promised that if he took power, Iran would recognize Israel and join the Abraham Accords, right? Like Trump writes to call it Abraham Accords. The plot paused on October 7th, but then went into overdrive during the war. Reports say the Mossad paid him through his own spokesman. In 2024, the Mossad chief himself, David Barnea, flew into Budapest to meet him. Now, they used a Hungarian university rector to send Ahmadinejad a fake invite to a climate conference just to say they could sit down, actually. The plan, if the regime falls, Ahmadinejad becomes Iran's new leader. That was the official plan. But not everyone in Israel was on board. The IDF's military intelligence fought the Mossad on this. They warned the plan would fail and just leave the Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC, with even more power. Then the war started. An Israeli strike hit his compound in February, right? And a black car, driven by Mossad agents, pulled up, rushed him away, and hid him in a safe house inside Iran. That's according to these reports. Okay. Now, later, he walked out of that safe house. Today, 4 senior Iranian officials say he is sitting under house arrest by the intelligence arm of the Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC. Ahmadinejad's office called the whole thing scripted lies, in other words, like a Hollywood play or a movie, and says the newspaper just makes money printing fake story. As usual, the Mossad stays silent on these kinds of rumors, even if they were asked what happened and everything. Okay. Meanwhile, the regime is still killing at home. Iran put 2 members of the Islamic State terror group to death after finding them guilty of fighting against the government, the IRGC, obviously. The UK finally woke up. Britain officially named the Iran Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC, a terror group, along with another Iran-backed group that basically were responsible for many, many fires and attacks and arson attacks. Remember, across sites across the whole of Britain. They attack Jews, basically. It took them a while, but they're English anyway. I wouldn't blame them. And major news from Saudi Arabia. The Saudis told senior American officials that they are ready to talk about joining the Abraham Accords, but they have demands, obviously. And people say that some changes, which Israel might likely say no to. We don't know. We'll find out. Now to Israel, and a big week for the Gershy Schwarcz situation. The Knesset gave final approval Monday night to the basic law of Torah study. Officials recognize now that Torah learning is a foundational value of the Jewish people and the state of Israel. The vote was 63 to 52 after 10 hours of speeches. The law was pushed by MK Moshe Gafni to protect yeshiva bochurim from the Gershy Schwarcz, and it is now the only value written into any of Israel's basic laws. That was the final vote, and the law is on the books now. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu did not attend, obviously. Then, this morning, the Knesset passed a second law that freezes arrests and criminal cases against bochurim who do not report for at least 7 months. IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir opposed the legislation, writing that it rewards those who stay away from the Israeli military not because of learning. Within minutes, a petition was filed to the Supreme Court to strike the basic law down. And obviously, the opposition is promising to erase both laws if they win the October elections. Unbelievable. Inside Israel, 7 grenades were thrown at homes and businesses in 6 different cities in one night. Around 15 attacks in the past week alone, and no one has Baruch Hashem been hurt or killed, but no one has been arrested too. The main target is the Japanica restaurant chain, which is a big restaurant chain, a kosher restaurant, by the way. 6 branches have been hit with grenades, firebombs, and gunfire. Why? Police say it's a war between two crime families, and the chain's owner is believed to be tied to one of them. Some of the grenades were stolen from an Israeli army base, and one person was lightly hurt. Baruch Hashem, like I said, nobody has been killed. Police arrested 14 people for running a huge smuggling group into Yehuda Shomron, which is in the West Bank. Investigators say an Israeli Arab citizen worked with several Palestinians to smuggle millions of shekels worth of everyday supplies and chemicals, the kind of material that terrorists can use to build weapons. Yes. My HomeFinish. Having good window shades isn't an investment. It pays off every single day. Now, you can get yourself great shades, great curtains, great blinds by the top leading in the industry. And they could afford to be cheaper than 90% of their competitors because they just produce mass production, but quality production. People come back for the price, come back for the service, never come back for the quality. My HomeFinish. Call them today on 845-372-6613. Mention on Edge, get 5 to 10% discount on your order. Again, 845-372-6613 or info@myhomefinish.com. Again, myhomefinish.com. The Trump administration is starting to push to punish the International Criminal Court, the ICC, that put out arrest warrants against officials from Israel, right? A State Department official says America is preparing to punish the court's leaders with cancelled visas, travel bans, and heavier sanctions. The message is the message being that independent countries come before global groups. Now, Lebanon and Gaza. Let's move. Israeli and Lebanese teams met again in Rome today. But Lebanon's Parliament Speaker Nabih Berri says the direct talks haven't given Lebanon anything real yet. Berri says no to the basically denies the whole planned pilot zones that they said. He doesn't like it. He warns the plan is meant to drag the Lebanese army into a fight inside its own country and start a civil war that helps Israel, basically. He's denying the idea that Hezbollah is basically there and who should fight them if not the Israeli army, in other words. Anyway, in Gaza, the Israeli military says it killed Hamas naval commander and 3 other terrorists in a strike yesterday. The commander, Osam Naim Namidi Sham, whatever his name is, spent the war rebuilding terror groups, naval forces, and planning new attacks against Israelis. It's terrible. Now, the Israeli military is busy in Gaza and in Lebanon right now. The 3 Palestinian terrorists were killed and 15 hurt in Israeli strikes across Gaza. The military also confirmed massive strikes deep inside Lebanon, which caused the loud explosions heard across the western Galilee overnight. The European Union is starting a $1 billion aid program for Gaza, 2 major trash and water projects, and as part of the announcement, European officials said Hamas must give up its weapons. Kosher skinny shot, well, that's the only true thing I know. Will help your life. Now, doctors obviously have to approve this, so you have to ask your provider about this before you go ahead with any of this. But for more insight, you can go to Kol Mevaser, call Kol Mevaser 118 from the main menu, press the hash key, the pound key, a few times to listen to the shmis. I think 2 times you have to press it now to be able to listen to the shmis that I had with Mr. Weiss, one of the Kosher representatives of Kosher Skinny Shot. He speaks about it, and I will upload an English one by Ezra Shem's Baruch here as well. So like and subscribe, share to everyone. This channel, like this, the message spreads and the news spreads and everyone hears about it. Okay, 845-456-8924. All right, that's Kosher Skinny Shot. Let's move on. A historic home in Zionsville, in Indiana, was set on fire, and investigators believe the target was an Israeli flag flying outside the house. The fire caused $150,000 in damage to the property. This happened in the hometown of Mike Pence, who publicly condemned the attack as a clear act of anti-Semitism, and Jewish community members from across the area came to Zionsville for a rally against Jew hatred. An immigration and customs enforcement officer shot and killed a 26-year-old Colombian man in the coastal town of Biddeford, Maine. Federal agents were watching a specific target in the area, but Senator Angus King's office said that the man shot was not the person they were looking for. Hundreds of protesters filled the streets of Maine on Monday, demanding that ICE be shut down completely. The second time in a week, an immigration agent has killed someone. A bill to make daylight saving time permanent just passed a major vote in the House of Representatives. Yes, backed by President Trump. The Sunshine Protection Act will stop the changing of America's clocks forward and backward twice a year. A horrifying story out of East St. Louis, Illinois. 5 members of one family were hunted down and killed in a shooting spree across 3 different locations on Sunday. The victims range from 74-year-old grandmother to her grandchildren to her grandchildren in their 20s. 2 more family members are fighting for their life still. The shooters, well, 2 teenagers, 15 and 16 years old, and police say one of them is actually related to the family. Prosecutors are announcing charges today, along with whether the teens will face a judge as adults. Now back to New York City. New York is not looking too good for Mamdani, might I say. Rent just hit a record high. The middle month rent in Manhattan is now $5,295 a month, and Brooklyn is at $4,350 a month. The mayor is pushing forward with his plan to freeze rents for about 2 million people. At the same time, his office put out a tourist map of the city's ethnic neighborhoods. 30 of them, Little Pakistan is on it, Little Yemen, and Little Palestine, they didn't forget, Little Egypt. Well, you know who's not on the list? The Jews, obviously. Borough Park, one of the largest Jewish communities in the world, left off. Little Italy, left off. The Irish, left off. The Italians are furious. The Irish are furious. They feel they are basically the foundation of the New York City. Their civil rights league said, this is not a clerical error. This is a cultural erasure. Mamdani backed down Friday, blamed the old administration for the map, and promised to add Little Italy. But he didn't mention anything about the Jews. And while all this is going on, a massive homeless camp is taken over 12 blocks of Manhattan's west side, stretching from 34th to 46th Street along 11th Avenue. Thank you, Mamdani. Police reports from the camp list drug use and theft, and the mayor's office has not announced its plan to clear it yet. Also, New York Governor Hochul has signed an order this morning stopping all construction of large new artificial intelligence data centers for up to a year. The first freeze like this in the country. These giant computer buildings drive up electricity bills for regular families, drink massive amounts of water, obviously, and strain the power grid. Now, let's continue over in Britain. Counter-terrorism police have taken over the investigation into a murder of long-time Conservative lawmaker Anne Widdecombe, and officers have rearrested the suspect, this time on suspicion of terrorism. Investigators believe Widdecombe was attacked about 24 hours before her body was found on Thursday, and the suspect was not previously known to the government's anti-terror program before. Now in Canada, police arrested a 78-year-old former member of the parliament. Officers searched Inky Mark's home and found 439 guns, an antique cannon, and 300,000 Canadian dollars in cash. He is now charged with 12 different crimes. Now to an interesting thing. Let's finish off with this today. President Trump has just signed an order drastically shrinking 2 massive national monuments in Utah. He is cutting the size of the bear's ears, and the grand staircase by about 90%. This is part of a broader push to reshape the federal and land management of these. This move is already sparking a major legal fight, obviously, in Washington. In other words, a monumental shift. Shawarma Delight is a monumental shift. Today is the last day. You can hop around schnell before the 9 days start tonight. Hop around the marketplace. Free ices for kids. Mention on it, you get a free soda. Shawarma Delight in the marketplace in Muncie on the way to the country. YS Capital Group for your loans on real estate investments. 718-831-2168. Arrive Express 845-622-1111 and 845-254-1111. Arrive Express, your taxi anywhere, everywhere. Arrive Express Reliable. Protobyte, software development, website development, 347-354-1237. The best in software development, knowing exactly what your business needs and how to design it online, obviously, with the best tech. 347-354-1237. That's Protobyte. And that is for the latest news today. And join me again here tomorrow. Agiten Chodesh, and all the best.
Your daily report of the news of the last 24 hours, powered by Yiddish 24, provided to you by The Click.